It's Green Bay and Kansas City, two legendary franchises facing off for just the 14th time. It's a rematch of Super Bowl I, and it's only on EA Sports.
It is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest as we welcome you inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. The scene just a few moments ago, predictably loud and raucous here in KC as their beloved Chiefs took the field, and they are set to match up with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Set to go in a rematch of what would come to be known later as the first Super Bowl. The Chiefs and Packers are underway. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Patrick Mahomes now in his fifth season with the Chiefs, ready to bring out this high-powered Kansas City offense for the first time.
And I think if you ask most folks to give you their first half MVP, very likely they're going to say it's this man right here. The NFL's leader in touchdown passes to this point in the season. Still 2 months to go. But if he can keep going at the pace he's at, this is going to be a dangerous team come January, and he could very well walk away with the MVP.
Mahomes now on first down. And incomplete to open things up. Well, Travis Kelce unable to pull it in, but it'll be second down. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out. Finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them, and we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things. Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
So, Charles, a tough task for this defense facing the league's leading passer to this point in the season. Certainly MVP consideration right now. What can they do to slow him down?
Well, there's so many different ways that they can go, and I'll guarantee you that defensive staff went through all of them this week in preparation. But bottom line, they want to avoid giving up the big play. They're going to play what they call top-down defense and make sure no one gets behind them.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From midfield, here's Mahomes. Caught, Kelce, left side. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The numbers for Travis Kelce last week. 6 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown.
And in doing preparation for the game, you notice where guys rank in the league in terms of statistical categories. He's 4th in the league in receiving yards. That caught my attention in a positive way.
Mahomes' throw pulled in by Robinson here. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 12-yard line.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And it's caught. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be 4th down. And he's had great protection back there to throw, really been able to survey from the pocket.
That means the jersey stays clean, so the dry cleaning bill, that's reduced. It also means the trainer doesn't have to deal with him because he's not getting hit. Also means that he's able to find targets downfield at his leisure. That allows him to be really accurate. Almost feel sorry for the kicker here because you know he wants to go out there and contribute, but they keep saying stay on the bench. I think it's just simply a matter of a head coach saying I believe more in my guys with the football than sending you out there to kick it.
Well, he wants to make a big statement here on the opening drive, and a statement he's making. Now they've got it 1st and goal after that conversion. Williams will take this one in. It's a Chiefs touchdown. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Taylor decides not to try to return it, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. We get our first look now at Aaron Rodgers in his 17th season now with the Green Bay Packers, and of course coming off a great 2020 where he took home the MVP trophy.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. The numbers for Jones last week, 23 carries, 99 yards, and a touchdown. And they love what they've got in him. He's the number 4 rusher in the league right now, so you know that you have to account for him on defense, which means you can play complementary football as well. Throw the play action, get it out to the wide receivers, because they should have some open space, because the defense will key on them.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. And able to find Allen Lazard. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. This defense for the Chiefs, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defensive coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there. Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On play action, it's Rodgers. The throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we're used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now it's Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 21. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. The linebacker Anthony Hitchens there on the stop.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Well, Brandon, obviously no panic in them. They gave up the touchdown. You know, their defensive side did that. But he's already taken them back downfield. I love this field general that they've got. It's almost like he went to the defensive captain and said, don't worry about it. We got you. Now we got 1st and goal.
Yeah, we're seeing punch, counter punch. And this could be set. Touchdown! That's caught. Randall Cobb, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
Crosby with the extra point, and that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And here now is Travis Kelce. That's really been a blistering start to the season for him so far. He's on pace to blow past 1,000 yards. The good receivers, it's interesting, though. You put extra coverage on them, they probably view that as a challenge. All right, I'm going to go after this. You put one guy on them, then they feel disrespected, and they want it to. So how do you cover it?
You're exactly right. That's an insult, right? Especially the year that he's having. But I just have to go ahead and I'm not going to insult him. I'm going to respect him. I'm sending as many people as possible. But one of the reasons he's having this type of a start is, despite that type of coverage, he finds a way to what we call uncover late. Ball's thrown, even though there's coverage there, he's the one who can go up and come down with it, finds a way to get to the football.
And the offensive line has given them time in the pocket to have that uncovering late. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing now is Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out, and giving the ball back to their offense.
On the return comes Cobb. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. Their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now, look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear Some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles. Is that a narrative that you buy into?
Well, I haven't met a coach yet that feels like they needed that loss. You know, that's not something that they're in favor of. But I do know this. People like us, our colleagues, all of us in the media, constantly hammering a team that's undefeated. Hey, do you think you can do it the whole season? Can you carry it the whole way? That does wear down a group. And sometimes that loss, get us off your back, you can move forward from there.
The Packers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. This is Lazard with a catch out left. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
On first down, Jones. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
On play action, now Rodgers. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. Chris Jones make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. That's complete right side to Lazard. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. A 6-2 is their record through the first 8 weeks. Now, Charles, what is your assessment for them in the second half of the season?
Well, I think that the road gets a little bit tougher for them. And when I look at their schedule, I see some of these road games, and I know those are going to be difficult. But this is a good team, so I'm going to go with 11-5. That seems about right, and I think that'd be a nice accomplishment, too.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Mahomes. A dump down to McKinnon. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he will have a Chiefs first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Mahomes to throw once more. He finds McKinnon, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. At that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Looking to throw is Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
On first down now, run with McKinnon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. That's out to Hill, right side complete. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
If you're running out, Ralph, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
On 2nd down, Williams. And a tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. Now here's Mahomes. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
They'll run it with Williams. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Darrell Williams with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. So his strong 1st half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack. And you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it in.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So that challenge, a successful one. And that is for the touchdown, Kansas City. Mike Burton, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have broken our tie as they take the lead. So they go play action, 3 tight ends out there in the heavy set.
Well, they showed everything that suggested running play. Just what you mentioned, 3 tight ends, heavy formation, able to go play action off of it because if you're a defender, you're thinking it's a running play with that much beef on the field.
But they passed it, and they got 6 out of it. Butker now to add the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. On the return, it's Taylor. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a first or a second seed come playoff time.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Rodgers, slant to Adams, and brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. On 1st down, Rodgers. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. That right there, his first incompletion so far in this game, Charles. He was 9 of 9 before that.
Yeah, I think that qualifies as being locked in. And then you have to ask him the question, so what caused the incompletion? Come on, man, get back on your game. Let's go.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears try to go for it on 4th. Here's Rodgers to throw. Able to find Lazard. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Derek Nottie makes the tackle. The last run got... Here's 2nd and 8. Now Rodgers. And this is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing is Rodgers. Hard throw, incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. The 55-yard attempt, normally you'd say well within his range. Little surprised he came up short.
And he knew it immediately, didn't he? They are so calibrated, aren't they? They can tell the touch, the feel. When they put the foot to the ball, whether it's going to be good or not, he knew immediately he didn't have that one.
The drive starts with a handoff to McKinnon. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Caught here by Bell. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. Here's Tommy Townsend now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll back up a few steps as he'll make the fair catch at about the 8-yard line. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. That's complete, and once again, it's Cobb. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3, this is where the ball goes anymore.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. The throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. 2nd and 2, first down marker at the 8. Got a man open, it's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay.
That's what we are.
Davante Adams. As the first half is winding down. And the Packers have a chance to tie the game here in the final seconds of the half.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you get a brand new ball game. Crosby connects on the extra point, and we are tied here in the second quarter. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And the result, a Green Bay score. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive as they go to work with 12 seconds on the clock. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL. We are officially into the second half of the season. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. And it is the Chargers out in front as those two creep towards halftime. Justin Herbert with 2 touchdown passes. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were losers in their ball game as they were outplayed by the visiting New York Jets. Zach Wilson leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Alvin Kamara, what a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. And on now to a stats in that first half for the Packers. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football this afternoon as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half. The final adjustments taking place here for both of these squads. They're about ready for the second half in Kansas City. And for the call, we rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Marching back onto the field now, Davante Adams and company getting set to go. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far, he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good. But there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now, they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Rodgers now to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
That was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Rodgers going to throw. He'll check it down, complete to Dillon. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space. It turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
On play action, Rodgers. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain. Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Give it down.
They'll run here with Dillon. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. 2nd and goal from the 1. Jones. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. Jones again. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. The kick by Crosby is good, and they take a 17-14 lead. Well, they don't get a touchdown here in the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. From the gun, they will run with McKinnon.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And Williams is going to be stopped short of the yellow line. He did not get there.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on to kick it away. He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. And he's going to be out of bounds up past the 5. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Out comes Devontae Adams in the offense for their next drive. And he is closing in on the 100-yard mark for the day.
And it appears that he loved the fact that they're going to play this game earlier. You know, daytime, he's out there running around, feeling good about himself. Whatever his prep was coming in, he was able to get out there quick and fire away.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Got a man, that's Lazard. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Rodgers now on first down. They go screen with Dillon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. On second down, it's Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. It gets it over the middle to Cobb. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And that's complete to Adams. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. To throw is Rodgers. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4. Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try to protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Now a throw here to his running back. And a healthy gain of 8 here. They double their workspace out to the 16. Out to the right, here's McKinnon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Rashawn Gary in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now here's Mahomes. This is caught by Robinson.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Zadarius Smith make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
And any offensive lineman getting ready to try and block Zadarius Smith knows he's in for a long ball game. 26 sacks in his first 2 years in Green Bay, including 12 and a half in 2020.
Here's the Chiefs play for the 4th time today. Now Cobb to return. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Packers ready to take over offensively. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 42. And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. Oh, good move. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
52 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now left side on the swing pass. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. This one swung out here to Jones. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3. What
a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Now Rodgers. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Now Jones, and he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenny Clark, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge... and now you're facing 2nd and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there's an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and that will come the offense as they take over. Here's Aaron Jones in the offense trotting back out. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in the game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to, but as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll go again to Jones. And this will go for 5 up to the 33.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this will be a Packers first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. Rodgers going to give this one to Dillon. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
On 2nd down, another run for Dillon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. To throw, it's Rodgers. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And Crosby puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. It's Hill, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Mahomes. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Mahomes. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Mahomes to throw it. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Nicole Hardman, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead will shrink to 6. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. On the return, it's Taylor. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Again, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll indeed take a knee. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And they will take a knee here. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. And unable to get downhill there, so take this up to about the 37. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up the 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay.
Delay game. You gotta be kidding me.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still 4 down.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Green Bay, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.